So let's now have a look at shared workflow in KeyFlow Pro. This is really what KeyFlow Pro is intended for. You can share media across a work group, across countries if you've got the right setup, and importantly you can view assets which are actually offline. So once the library has indexed all of your media, everyone on your work group can actually view those assets, log them, annotate them, swap them around, organize them without the actual main full online full res media being available. So that's really what it's intended for. It needs a little bit of configuring, so I'm just going to run through that now, and then after that there's another video talking about various possible setups in terms of hardware. So let's jump in. I've got two computers here, basically connected by a very simple network connection. This could be shared storage. In this case, I've just got my hard drive. It's a Promise RAID attached to the server computer, and I'm going to be accessing that media from a client computer, which is the MacBook Pro here. So let's dive in and see how it works. Okay, so let's talk about setting up a shared library, first on the server and then connecting to it from a client. So I'm here on the server side. I'm on the server computer. I'm going to create a new library. I'm going to create a brand new library, and I'm going to put it in my normal place. KeyFlow Pro creates the library here, and so first of all, I'm just going to check my preferences for leave files in place. So that's very important. And now I'm going to import some files from the server side in here. Just a bunch of files that I think you've seen before. So select, in they come. It's going to ask me to create a project, City of London, City London. This is the important one, leave files in place, and click import. In they come. We've chosen leave files in place, so it's going to be a relatively quick process. Okay, there's all my files. If I've got create preview file during import, that will create the preview files during import. In this case, we don't have that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all my files and choose create preview file. So the server will get busy doing that. And I'm also going to add a couple of live folders. So here on my server side, I've got some live folders already configured in here. So I'm actually going to add that there. And once that's scanned, we should see the footage that's in those live folders. And the live folders, as you've already seen, will be available in the KeyFlow Pro extension directly inside of Final Cut Pro. One more thing to check. If I click here, this shows me some library information. I must click shared. That's absolutely essential, but it's optional whether or not to choose creatable or editable. Now, creatable will allow duplication and upload of files to the KeyFlow Pro server from a client, and editable will allow the client to add metadata. So both of those are ticked. I can also access those preferences in here in the library pane, where I can also add the users which are going to be allowed to access this shared library. So I'm just going to add one for the time being, and that's it for my setup of a shared library. It's a very simple one, but just want to demo the basic setup. Okay, so this is my client side. This is a MacBook Pro connected via gigabit Ethernet. So the first thing that I need to do is make sure I'm connected to the network. So if I just click here on network, you'll see there's my server computer, and these are all the possible shares. That is the folder with the shared libraries, and this is the media folder. So I want to connect to that as well. So both of those are now mounted, as you can see, on my desktop. So now when I come to KeyFlow Pro, I'm going to open up KeyFlow Pro here. It's going to ask me to create a new library. I'm going to say no. I'm going to just choose full screen here, and then I'm going to choose connect to shared library. And Bonjour should find the KeyFlow Pro client running on the server computer. So all I need to do to connect to that is choose my username and password and connect. And in we go. And now it gives me an option for connecting to any of these libraries. I'm just going to tick this one here because that's the only one I want to actually mount. And there we go. There is my client side looking at the library which is running on the server. Now it's important to say at this stage that KeyFlow Pro must be running on the server computer. It doesn't necessarily have to be running this library, but it must be running. So now I've got access to all the clips from the server side inside of my KeyFlow Pro client here. Notice up here, the icon for the library is a little globe indicating that that's a shared library. And if I click on that, that will show me the 3 different fields that we looked at when we were setting this library up. Just to recap, creatable means that I can actually upload, duplicate media to the server library. You may not want everybody to do that. And editable means that I can actually add annotations, keywords, favorites, etc., which will be visible by everybody, essentially allowing multiple users to log and annotate the same clips at the same time if they so wish. I've got access to the Final Cut Pro libraries that were uploaded using the server side, and I've got access to all of the media from the live folders. And up here I've got the projects that have been created by the server side, or in fact any other client. If I just double click on this shot here, you'll see this shot's already got various annotations. There's some favorites in there which were added by somebody else, but I can create my own. I click here, double click. Oh no, there is already some here on this one as well. If I just come down here, double click there, yeah, there's no annotations on there. I can add whatever I want using JKNL, INO, okay. Note up here in the top left that import is now actually upload. That just means upload to the KeyFlow Pro server storage area, wherever that may be. So if I right click here, you'll see this menu's changed slightly. We've got download, we've got upload. We can duplicate and move to trash simply because we've got these functions selected here. So that's a very basic intro to setting up your shared collaborative workflow using KeyFlow Pro. Good luck, thanks for listening.